Welcome to this edition of the Yosha Street with me, your host, Margaret Mkabini. Today, our topic of discussion, we are going to look at emergency preparedness. Now, how ready are you for emergencies in your workplaces? Okay, getting ready for emergencies is something very important. If you are not ready as an employer, as a workplace, as an employee, you need to really think about it. Think twice about it. Get to know what could happen. How could things happen in case of a fire? Let's say if a fire comes up in your building, how ready are you? Do you know how to use the fire extinguisher? In case of a flood, how ready are you? Do you know where to go to in case of a hydrogen sulfide leakage in your workplace? Those people that work in those places, how ready are you to manage this? Okay, different emergencies can happen in the workplace. For example, we can have security emergencies, bombing threats. We can have floods. We can have fire emergencies, accidents, and so on and so forth. But how ready are you as an employer? How ready are you as the government? How ready are you as the employee? So many things can be done, okay? At different levels, we need to be ready for different emergencies. For example, the medical teams in the hospitals, they have to be ready for medical emergencies. In the workplace, we have to be ready for workplace emergencies like fires, accidents. Then on the roads, we have to be ready for emergencies. Let's say for presidential passages, we have to be ready for terrorist attacks and so on and so forth. Then in the community, we have to be ready for emergencies such as floods and so on and so forth. And other places also, how ready are you for emergencies? Take note of that. How ready can you be for these emergencies? Why do we need to be ready for these emergencies? So that we are able to save people's lives, property, and any damages. Assets have to be saved. When we are ready for emergencies, we are able to save them. Let's take note of an example. Let's take an example of a fire. In case a fire comes up in a building, if you are not ready, if people are not trained on how to use the fire extinguishers, if people are not trained to exit the building in case of an emergency, if you've not had emergency drills in the workplace, it's very hard for people to survive. It's very hard for people to know how to fight the fire. So in this way, you lose the property, you will lose the people's lives, you lose money, and so on and so forth. Okay, so that's why we need you to be ready for these emergencies. It also helps to improve the health and safety culture in the workplace because the workers know what to do. It helps also to save money that would have been used or that would have been spent on compensations in the different workplaces. Now, what have you got to do as an employer? You have got to make sure you have in place the procedures and guidelines in relation to emergency response. Give them instructions on how to manage emergencies, how to respond in case of emergencies. Put in place emergency equipments. Let's say if for firefighting, make sure the firefighting equipments are in place, the fire alarms are in place, the fire exits are properly indicated, the walkways are clearly indicated, and people are able to exit very safely. Now, make sure the people are trained on how to fight these emergencies or to handle these emergencies. Make sure you have competent people and everyone know their roles and responsibilities while handling these emergencies. Communication is very important when it comes to emergency preparedness and so many other things that can be done. Well, for more information, reach out to us through our Yosha Street YouTube channel or subscribe to our or reach out to us through our contacts with me, your host, Margaret Mkabini. Stay safe.